Everyone, welcome back to our class. So how's your module 1? I'm sure that you have plenty of practices that you have done using our hands-on activities, no? So I am hoping now that you are familiar with the different basic commands for drawing objects, such as the line command, polygon, circle, arc, etc., etc. And then the basic modifying tools such as offset, mirror, trim, copy, move, scale, etc., etc. So I will be discussing today the different basic commands, no? This is the continuation. So let me open the drawing so that I can start with the lecture this afternoon. Okay, so let me write here our lecture. So the first thing, it's very small. Okay. Later ko na lang siguro susulat yung ano. Okay, so the first thing that we need to discuss is about how to make selections, no? For example, in our drawing, we have plenty of objects, such as we have a circle, and then we have a rectangle, okay, and then we have a line, and then we have an arc, no? For example, we have an arc, sample lang yan, okay, and then we have polygons. For example, we have a pentagon. Okay, so here you have in your screen, you will see plenty of drawing objects, no? Let's try to move this one here. We have plenty of objects. Now in our lesson last time, we learned how to draw these different objects. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how you can properly select your objects or your drawing, no? So when you basically click the left mouse from your mouse, of course. Okay, so basically we can create a selection, okay, from the selection we can create something like this, no? So that is what we call a lasso selection. Okay, but going to the right, you will see the color now becomes green, no? From here you have the blue color, no? This is the blue color. The blue color is what we call a crossing. Let me just do it again, no? From the left, if you make the selection, okay, you will see all the objects are being selected, no? But from the selection, you will see a color blue. Okay, this color blue represents what we call a crossing window, no? So actually it's a selection window. Actually, it's a selection window wherein only close objects, no? Like for example, only close objects will be selected. Okay? As an example, this one, no? So this is how we select objects. Now, using the selection object on the right gives us the green color, no? Selection, and this is what we call the crossing window, no? Wherein the partial objects, or for example, if you highlight all, everything will be selected. Okay, so there is also a what we call the, where is my ano, like for example, you issue the command select. Okay, so basically you can select each object individually. Okay, this is another way of selecting the objects individually. So that's how we can select. There are also some other ways on how we can select, like for example, we have the fence selection. Okay, so the fence selection, like for example here, no, when we select an object like this, so that is what we call the selection window. Okay, this is the crossing window, and the fence, okay, from the fence, wait lang. So the fence allows us to, let me just use the object snapping. Okay. I think ayan. Yan. So this is the, it's on the right click. It's on the right click. This is what we call the dashing rectangle. Okay, and then we have the selection window, no? So if you choose that one, it's either from the right or either from the left. You will see the difference, no? Another is by choosing the fence. So by clicking the fence in the command bar, you will see only those that will be selected, no? Only those that are, only the objects that are passed by the lines will be selected. Okay, like for example, I am done with the next point, so that will be my final point. So these are only the objects that will be selected, no? Again, I will repeat. So let's try to use the fence. Okay, this is the fence. So I am creating a line. For example, if I don't want to select the rectangle, but I want to select the arc, and then after the arc I want to select this one, no, the pentagon, and then I am done. I will have to enter I will press enter. So only these two are selected. So that is the fence command for selecting. There is also a CP or WP. CP is the crossing polygon. So let's try to select again. Okay, so we can select WP or polygon. Okay, we need to specify the this one, no? So we can specify like a rectangle, for example, okay, or this one. Only those part will be selected. Okay, so that is, for example, our end of line will be here or somewhere here. Okay, so wait lang, again medyo mahirap lang. So W polygon, so that will be the end of our line. Okay, okay, wait lang, dapat nag-i-intersect kasi. Okay, so W polygon, this one. Okay, I will try to use W polygon. Okay, so we need to specify the opposite corner. Okay, like for example this one, and then specify the endpoint of the line. Ay, bakit ganun? Something is strange. So let me do it again. Okay, the WP. Okay, for example this line. Oh, nawawala. Wait lang. Again, I will try the CP naman. CP. Okay, this is the CP, and then specify the endpoint of the line. Okay, yun lang yung mapipili, no? That's the crossing polygon. No? The W polygon is like a window polygon wherein only the window that was created will only be selected. But I think the most easiest selection, kasi for example you have plenty of objects in your workspace. The most easiest to use is the fence, because the fence allow you to move your objects in different direction, no? Rather than clicking one by one the object, you can use lines to select just the objects that you need to selected. So all the objects that are passed by the line will only be selected, no? Like for example in that case. Okay, so that's an example. Now the second command, aside from the selection, no, or select tool, okay, the second command that I will teach you is about move tool, no? We can type move in our command prompt. Okay, and then after that we can press the enter, and then it allows us, no, to move our selected objects. So for example, I want to move this circle, no? If I click the move object, okay, I need to select the object. So I need to select this object, and then after that I will press the enter, and I need now to specify the base point. So what is a base point? The base point is where for example, this is my base point, no? And that means this is the pivot point. This is the point wherein the object that will remain, no? Will remain fixed. So this will be the pivot point. From this point, so you can see the original circle is still there, although I'm trying to move it here, no? I'm trying to move it. You will see the original square that are become transparent. So from here we can now specify the second point. Like for example, I can put it here to any point, no? Wherein the base point will be your the point where you will have to place the next point, no? For example, this will be my next point, or I can place it here in the center, something like that, no? Yan. So that is how to move an object. So basically that's moving. And the other example of moving is you can just click the object. Like for example, I can click this object and I can just move the object, no? I can just move the object. Like for example, this is my base point. Okay, I can select the object and I can move the object, no? Like in this case, I can move it to here. That's as an example, no? So it's easy to do the move object. Another way to move an object is to copy the object. Okay, so the copy command, actually it's here, no? The move is here in the modify panel. The next one is the copy. So how do we make the copy? We issue the command copy, or we click the copy button here, no? So when you click the copy button, it allows you to copy. Like for example, these are already selected kasi, so let me escape so that I can release the selection. So now I will copy the object, like for example this circle. I will copy this one, and I will press enter, no? So if I copy this one, there are two modes, no, on how I can specify the base point, or I can use the displacement or the mode. The most basic one is just to specify the base point. Now, for example, this is my base point, and then I can copy that object here, no? So you can see the original object was not deleted, no? It did not turn into a transparent, no? Similar to the unlike the move command. So when you create when you use the copy command, it creates another object similar dimensions, no, and allows you to move it in any direction, no? In any direction, as long as there is the base point provided and the end point, no? For example, this is your second point, and then you can also do multiple copies, no? Until you hit the escape or the enter button, it will continue to create multiple copies, no? Like that one, no? If you want here, see, that's a multiple copy. Okay, so that is the copy command. Okay. You can also specify, for example, no, I will use the ortho mode. I can specify the length or the distance of the copy. For example, I will copy the object horizontally or vertically. I can specify the length of the direction. For example, I don't have a point, no? I don't have a point. Like for example, I will try to erase this. Erase natin to. And this one also, I will try to erase this. And this one, okay? So I will move the circle, or I will copy the circle. So select it and press enter, and then I will choose the base point here, which is my center, okay? And then I will try to move it here using the command. The second point, I will have to type the distance of the second copy of the circle. So let's say I will type 50, and then I will press enter. Okay, so I can specify the second point. So what happened? Bakit hindi siya nag-issue ng second point? Okay, let me wait. I need to specify the displacement nga pala. Okay, so yan. Okay, again, copy, click the object, and then press enter, and then click the displacement. Now, from the displacement, I can now specify, okay, I can now specify the displacement. Okay, like for example, I need to specify, for example, we don't specify anything. Let's just type 0, 0, 0, because three values are needed to be typed here, no? So let's say we enter. So actually we did not move the object if we do not type anything, no? But if we will use the displacement mode, selecting it, press enter, and then choosing the displacement, and for example we type 1, 1, 1, okay, and then press enter. So we can see the displacement was moved according to the displacement, no? Meaning this is the x and the y axis, and the other value is meant for the distance, no? The distance of the length of the object. So we're moving it one unit. All right, so that's how we use the copy using the specification of the displacement. Now we can also do arrays, no? We can create multiple copies of the object. For example, I have a line here, so I can create multiple copies of this line. Okay, so let me just escape what happened. Okay, yan, I have this and I need to copy it, multiple copies. Let's say I will now select the object, okay, and then press enter. So from here I can specify the base point, and then after that, if I specify the base point, I can now select the array, no? So when you choose the array, AutoCAD will ask you, you need to enter the number of items for the array, no? Let's say I need to use 10 lines more, no? 10 lines. So I need to type 10 and then press enter, okay? So from here you will see I can move, let me make my line na lang very short. So let's remove this. Okay? And then I will make a small line here below. Ayan. And then again, I'm issuing the copy command, and then select the object and press enter. And then specify ko yung base point ko, this one. And then now I can use the array and choose how many number of items. Let's say 15. Okay. So I can now create multiple copies of this line, no? Like for example, I will try to turn off the ortho so that I can use the okay. So, wait lang, nagahang eh. Okay. Turn off natin yung wait lang. Okay, turn off ko muna yung yung ortho. Yan, okay. And then I will do it again. Okay, select the object, press enter, specify the base point, and now I can since hindi na ako naka-ortho, I can move my object in 360 degrees direction. Okay? But now I'm going to use the array. So the array commands creates multiple copies. Let's have example 15 copies of the line. No? I can now create 15 copies of the line. And then I can choose the second point, or fit. So meaning how many like for example, I need to use this one, no? Or I can specify the number of distance, or the length of the distance, no? So I can create multiple copies of this one. Like for example, in this case, I can create copies of this one, like that, no? So that is an array copying. So you cannot only do that in lines, you can also do that in any object. So as long as you select array and select the number of items, and then you can also specify the distance, no? You can specify the distance. I will give you some examples of that later on. Okay? Now, another tool is to rotate, no, the object. For example, I will draw a polyline here. Okay? That's my polyline. Alright? Okay. So now I'm going to rotate this object. So how do we do the rotation? Of course, we need to select rotate from the modify panel, and then after selecting the rotate, we select the object. This, for example, this is our object, and then press enter. Again, we need to specify our base point, no? So the base point will remain fixed during the rotation. Now we can choose the center, we can choose from here, we can choose from here, or from here. So in any point, we can choose the pivot point or the base point. Okay, so for example, I want to choose this as my base point. No? So now I can rotate. I can specify the angle of rotation. Okay, I can specify the angle of rotation. Like for example, I can specify 30 degrees and then press enter.
Sir, excuse me po, yung screen share po nawala.
Sorry?
Nawala po yung screen share.
Ah, nawala yung screen share. Sorry. Okay, nawala.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. So let me let me share again to you the screen. Is it okay now? I think it's okay now, no? Okay. So let me continue. Okay? So I'll try to undo my my last command. So for example, I want to rotate this object. Okay, this polylines. No? This is a typical object, no? So I can choose rotate from the modify panel and then select the object and then press enter. Okay? So after pressing the enter, I can now choose my base point. So again, the base point will remain fixed and it will be your pivot point, especially in rotating now, no? For example, I want to choose this one. This will be my base point, no? Or I can choose this one as my base point, or this one as my base point. Now, for example, I want to use this as my base point. I can now choose the angle of rotation, no? I can now specify the angle of rotation. Like for example, I can type 30 degrees. So that will be 30 degrees rotation, no? So it depends on the base point that you use, no? Basically, if this is my base point, so it rotated counterclockwise. Okay, it rotated it rotated it rotated counterclockwise for 30 degrees. So that's how we can choose the specification of the angle. Okay, so again, we can choose rotate, select the object, and then specify the base point. We can also make to choose the copy, no? So when you choose copy, the original object will remain, no? You just creating a copy that is rotated, no? And then you can now specify the angle of rotation. For example, 45 degrees. Yeah. This is the original, and you created a copy using the rotate tool, no? So without deleting the original object. So that is what rotate is all about. Okay, so another is click the rotate, select the object, choose the base point, and then you can choose the reference. For the reference, you can specify the reference angle. Let's say for example, we have 90 degrees. So yan naman yung 90 degrees, no? 90 degrees, and then you can specify the new angle. Okay, for example, the new is 60 degrees. Yan. So that's the rotation using the other mode. Okay, so there are many ways now you can experiment on the commands, as long as you are fulfilling what you need on the typical drawing. Okay, now another tool that is very important for you to learn, no, is what we call the scale command, no? The scale command. And what is a scale command? It enlarges, sabi nga rito, it enlarges or reduces selected objects, keeping the proportions of the object, okay, the same after scaling. Now, if you want to scale an object, you need to specify a base point and a scale factor, no? When you have the scale factor of between 0 to 1, that means you are decreasing the object. Okay, between 0 to 1. But if it is more than 1, for example, 1.25, you are actually increasing the scale of the object. For example, I have a rectangle here, no? This is my rectangle, no? I want to scale this object, no? So I will click scale, and then I will select the object. Okay, remember, you have to make your lines polylines to be able to select everything, no? Otherwise, you need to create multiple selections. Okay, after selecting the object, press enter. Now you need again to specify your base point, no? You can select this one or this one, no? So for example, in this case, I will choose this one. This is my geometric center. So you will see now that the original object becomes transparent. The object is still there until I click the mouse, and you can see that you can specify your scale factor, no? For example, as I have said, no, you can specify if it is between 0 to 1, you are actually decreasing the object. Now, for example, 0.5, that's 50% scale, no? So yan, lumiit yung rectangle natin, no? Lumiit yung rectangle natin. Okay? So when we want to scale it, for example, again, and this will be my base point, and then I will try to scale it. For example, I will scale it to more than 1. That means I am increasing the scale of my object 1.5, for example. So that's gonna be the original one, no? So again, example, select the object, okay, and then press enter. Select the I will try to use this one naman as my base point, no? So you can see, so while moving the mouse, no, while moving away from your point, the scale becomes bigger, no? Or if you move it on the opposite side, the scale becomes smaller to bigger again. Okay, smaller to bigger again. So you can play with the selection, no? But there is also another option of clicking the, if you want to click the another option, this one is the copy, wherein you are creating a copy, no? You're creating a copy. That means you want now to scale this. For example, I will scale this in 1.25, but I will remain, the original object will remain, no? That one, no? The original is inside, and a scaled factor of 1.25 was produced. Okay, so I choose the option of the copy. There is also another way, the reference. For example, click the scale, click the original object, press enter, and then I will use this as my base point, and then I can click the reference. Now this one is to specify the length of the reference. For example, I can choose 1.5. Yan. And then now I can choose the new length, no? For example, my new length will be 3. Yan. So that's gonna be basically is similar to the copy, but the copy will remain the original object. But this one, you created a reference points for your scaling factor. Okay? Meron ba tayong question tungkol sa scaling? So when you try to scale, for example, I will try to use this for the dimension so that we can see. Okay, so let me measure this one. Okay, and then I will remove the other rectangle. Now you will notice when you do the scaling, okay, and then I will do this is my scaling, right? So if I try to select all, for example, and I do the scaling, specify the base point, okay, you will notice that the dimension is also increasing, no? For example, I will do the scale factor of 1.5. So basically, the concept of scaling is also to increase your dimensions. Okay, you can see that the increasing of scale does, if you scale your object, it doesn't mean that the dimension will remain. Okay, so definitely it will change. Right? Any questions so far? May questions pa tayo from the I'm just checking it here if there are questions. Okay, none so far. Now another command is in the fillet, no? The fillet. So remember the fillet? Hindi ito yung kinakain, ah. Actually, in some videos that I have watched, they call it fillet, no? Fillet. So how do we do the fillet, and what is fillet? So fillet is used to apply round edges on sharp edges, no? We can apply round and fillets to the edges on the object. Like for example, in this case, we have sharp edges here, okay, in the corners. So we can apply fillet, or we can make this round, for example, no? So we can click the fillet, and then we can now click the first object and the second object. But we need to specify, for example, the radius first, no? If you click the play, the first thing is to specify the radius. Okay. If you don't specify the radius, so the default of the fillet instruction is the 0.0. That's the original or the default fillet radius. So you need to specify the radius. For example, 1, no? 1 is the radius. So you press the enter. Now you can choose the object, no? You can now create a fillet of this object. Okay. You can also use multiple, no? But you have to make sure that your object is polyline, no? Like in this case, I think this is a polyline, no? Because you will know that this is a polyline if you click one of the sides, then everything will be selected, no? That is a polyline. Now how do we do a fillet instruction that use multiple, no? So for example, we can issue the command fillet, and then the radius specify the radius. Let's say the radius will be 0.75, and then press enter, and then we can choose the multiple. Okay, we choose the multiple. You can now create multiple fillets on the object without doing plenty of commands. Okay, so until it's not a single fillet instruction, but a multiple selection, meaning we can select multiple fillets at the same time. Okay, now what is the effect of issuing a command? For example, if we have a line like this and a line like this, so if we extend the line, if we try to extend the line here, like that, the lines will intersect, right? So the lines will intersect. If we try to extend the lines, okay, the lines will intersect. But I am creating lines that do not intersect. Like for example, okay, like that one, we can also use fillet instruction here, These are two lines that partially intersect. But we can also use the fillet object. For example, I can choose this object and this object. So it creates a fillet even if the objects do not intersect. Okay? So that one. So if you try to extend the lines, so basically that's the fillet. What about if the lines are intersecting? Can we do fillets in lines that intersect? Let's see. So these lines are intersecting. So can we do fillets? These are lines that completely intersects, So we can choose fillet, and then the radius, for example, okay, again 0.75, and then we can choose this one and choose this one. Okay, so but the problem is we are losing the other lines here on the like for example, if we choose these two lines, we are losing the other lines. What if we need the line, So we need to do a different type of fillet, How do we do that, again, click fillet, and then click the first object and the second object. But before we click the object, we can choose the trim option. Okay, in the trim option, if you click that one, there is an option to trim and no trim, and the default is trim. That's why when we try to select these two, the objects here are being trimmed after the fillet operation. But if we choose no trim and then choose that one and that one, you will see that there is a fillet and the rest of the lines are not trimmed. For example, you will be needing these two lines later, Like for example, you will be creating a fillet here. Okay, and then also a fillet here from this side, and also from this side. Okay, so maybe you need those lines again, Rather than drawing another line, you can choose the no trim function of the fillet. Now if you want to go back, of course, to the fillet, you just issue the command trim again, and then click the trim option. Okay, so if you choose that one and this one, so you'll notice that in the trim option, the objects are the fillet is created, and the objects or the lines that intersect are trimmed. Okay, that is an example of the fillet option. Okay, so remember those, because you can use that in your activities, so that it will be easier and it will be faster for you to create your or modify your drawing objects. Okay, can we do fillet in parallel lines, for example? So I can make a parallel line. Let me issue the command ortho mode so that it will be parallel. Let me see. Okay, so again from here I will create a line like this one. And so we can also use fillet function, no, in parallel lines. And what will be the result of the fillet function, no? Let's say for example this one, I am not changing the value of the radius, it's still 0.75. so now I will choose the object, the first object and the second object. So I can now use the fillet function to create a rounded part here, no? Same with that one, this one and this one. So how many types can we use the fillet function? There are many ways, no? We can create fillet for a polygon. We can also use it to a partially connected lines and intersecting lines and even parallel lines. We can use the fillet functions. Okay, another function is what we call the chamfer. What is chamfer? So this is also similar to the fillet function, but the function of the chamfer is to create a bevel in the edges of the object, no? Bevel means not round but an angle, no? It is an angle on the object. But you need to specify the distance as you apply it on the order. For example, we have a rectangle. This is my rectangle. If I apply the chamfer here, okay, let me apply the chamfer. So I need to select the first line. Like for example, this is my first line, no? And also I will need to choose this one as my second line. So nothing happened. Why? Because the default setting is 0, 0. Okay, so you need to change the values of your chamfer. For example, this one, choose the first one, and now you need to specify the distance. So your distance, the first chamfer distance, for example, is 1 unit, and then press enter. You need also to specify your second chamfer distance. For example, I will choose 2. So the first is 1 and the other is 2. So you can see from here that my first is 1 and the second chamfer distance is 2. Okay? Now I can now choose like this one, no? Yan, okay? So now there is a chamfer. And what is the distance? How are we going to understand the distance that we have created, no? For example, okay, let me just tell that the 0 is the radius of this so that you will see. And so from the original, no? And sorry, again, I have the chamfer nga pala dito. So I need to create a fillet. Okay? Okay? That I need to no trim, no? No trim. So that you will see. So the radius should be 0. Okay? So again, let me issue the fillet. And then the no trim should be no trim and the radius should be 0. Okay, let me do the first selection. And this is my second selection. Oh, what happened to my second selection? Anyway, I will just extend the line, okay, from here to here. Okay, so for example, I have a line here, and then I will draw another line here, and then I will try to extend the lines, no? Using the command extend, I can extend this line. Oh, it's a folly line, so I need to ano pala to explode this. Okay, so that I can extend the line. Okay, so extending the line from here to here, I can use extend. Okay, okay, wait lang. So and I need to select the boundary. Why like that? Wait lang. Okay, anyway, let's just remove this. I cannot do it. I cannot show it to you. Now, the explanation of the 1, 2 in the chamfer, no? Earlier, we identified the measurements. So that means that we have, this is the 1. The measure of the 1 is here. That is 1 unit chamfer here, distance. And there are 2 units here, no? 2 units. So you can specify your chamfer's distance, no? Like in this case, I'm creating another rectangle here. So I can specify it, for example, I'm using the chamfer command again. Okay? And then I need to select the line, but I need to specify the distance, no? Like for example, here I will choose 2 naman, no? And then 1 on the second chamfer distance. Okay? So you can see the difference between the two, no? So the difference here is that 2 naman yung nandito sa taas at 1 naman yung distance na to. That's what we call chamfer. Okay? So we can also make use of multiple chamfers, like multiple chamfers in a particular rectangle similar to this one. Like for example, I can choose chamfer and I can use multiple chamfer. See? So that is the measurement of the so I chose not to choose the trim so that we can see the original rectangle. Okay? So that's how we use the chamfer command. Okay? Can we apply chamfer command in intersecting lines? For example, if we have an intersecting line here. Oh, wait lang. We have intersecting line, for example. Yan. Okay, can we apply? I think there's a line here. I need to delete that. So we can apply the chamfer in an intersecting line. See that one? That's a chamfer. So we can remember to change the dimension of the chamfer, no? So when you make the chamfer, it will be okay to change the distance of the first chamfer and the second distance of the chamfer. Can we also use this chamfer in a almost intersecting line similar to this one? So let's try, no? So this is a line, and another line is almost intersecting this line, no? Say that one. Can we use chamfer to this? Yes, we can, no? So chamfer, this one and that one. So that's a chamfer. Okay. That's a chamfer. I don't know if we can use it in a in a parallel line, but we can try, no? For example, I will remove this. Okay, and let's try to apply chamfer here using these two lines. So I think we cannot, no? Because there is a restriction here. It says lines are parallel, and you see the circle with a slant line, which means this is illegal, no? So that's a notification that we are not allowed to do the chamfer using the parallel lines. Unlike the other command, which is fillet, no, we can do fillet even in parallel lines, but in chamfer commands we cannot do that. Okay, now last time also in your activities, no, we already discussed about creating or creating annotations, no? And we can create annotations in the annotation panel, and then from there we can create multi-line text or single line text. Okay, and we can also specify our dimensions. So when you click the M text, no, you need to specify, basically you need to specify the first point, no? For example, this is your first point, no? So you can specify the other point in any direction, no? So for example, this is my direction. So I can now type my type. This is what we call the text editor window, no? It only applies, you can see the editor text or the editor window has its own sets of commands, no? Like for example, from here you can change the style, or you can create your own style of annotation. Okay, so from here you can apply multiple changes on your drawing. For example, AutoCAD 2020. Yan. So that's AutoCAD 2020, diba? Okay, you can see from here. If you close the text editor, you will exit the you can now exit to the multi-line text command. Okay, and then clicking it again, double click, will allow you to enter again to the text. Okay, another way to, if you don't want to click the close editor text here, text editor, you can just click anywhere, no? Like for example, in that case, I click here and the text editor was turned off, no? So again, so if you want to change something inside your text, you can do that here, no? So in the annotations, no, I'll try to close this once again, no? In the annotation, you can change your styles. So the default text style is the standard, that is the standard, but you can actually change your styles. Like for example, you can click manage your styles or text styles, and this dialog box will appear, no? So does it show to your yeah, okay, it's showing, no? So from the text style, you can use different style. So this is the current style, the standard, but you can create your own style, no? For example, click the new and then my style. You can name your own style, no? That's your style. Kunyari, this is my style, no? And then I click OK. From my style, I can now change my fonts. For example, I want to choose, the default is Arial, right? So I want to choose, for example, what is the other? Ayan. I want to choose Courier New, no? So this is the preview. of the text, no? This is my preview. And then I can change also if I want to make it bold. I want to make it bold, italic, and regular text. This is the regular, this is the default, no? So let's say I want to make it a regular font style. Okay? For the height, you can change the height of the object. For example, okay, you want to add height, for example, the default height is 0.0, okay? But you can add more height. Like for example, I want to make it 2. Okay. If you want to apply that, you can click apply and then set current. Okay, set current. So ngayon, yung current style nyo will not anymore be the standard, but your style. Because you click the set current style. Okay? So now, if you click this one, you can now apply your style here. See? That's my style. So remember, it becomes bigger because I chose the height to twice the scale. Twice. That's the scale kasi, yung height na nakalagay doon, no? Twice the scale. So if I can change the style, my style, no? I can manage my style, and I want to make it 1 only. Okay? So definitely this will adjust also, no? So this will adjust. Okay? See, that's the adjustment that happened, no? Because this one is the scale factor of 1. Okay? So you have to put in annotations. In annotations, you have to use styles and height of the text that can be readable, no? It should be readable. Like for example, in our drawing, we cannot use styles that cannot be read. Like for example, in this one, this is too small, right? This is very small. This one, no? That is very small. Compared to this one, this is very small. But I can apply my style here, no? See? I have now applied the style of my text. So in case you have placed many texts in your workspace and you want it to be the same all throughout, so you have to change the styles. Okay? So from here, your annotation, you can manage your text styles. You can also manage your dimension styles, and later I'm going to discuss the dimensioning. Okay, you can also manage the multi-leader style and manage the table style. Kasi here in AutoCAD, you can also create your tables, and you need to sometimes create different sets of tables, no? And you can always here is how we can create table, no? So for example, we can choose to create tables like this, no? And then we have other settings. You can also specify the number of columns and the rows, and the width of the column and the height of the rows. You can also specify the different styles for the title, for the header, and for the data. Okay? Right? So that's how we can create tables. See, from here, I can place it here. Similar to this one. Okay? Now, aside from this one, no? Aside from clicking that one, we can also change it here, no? By the way, we can change it here. For example, I can change it to 0.5 and then click it, it becomes 0.5. Okay? So automatic yung pag-change, no? So we can change the font style, for example, this one or this one. It depends on your no. But the default is the Arial. In a technical drawing, the most used font style is the Arial. That's the most this one, no. This is the Arial in technical drawing. Okay? What else can you change, no? Aside from the font style, you can change the style of the font, the height. You can also change the font style. You can also change the color, no? See, for example, I can make it yellow. I can make it green. I can make it in any color of my choice. Okay? Justification is used for, let's say, we have a large paragraph, no? Large, we have large one. I can make it justify in the center, for example, here. Where is the center? That one is the center. This one is justified to the left, justified to the right, justified in the middle, or distribute, no? We can distribute the text for the paragraphs. So we can do plenty of things, no? And also we can use line spacing. Because the default is single space, we can also have 1.5 double space or more, no? Or we can clear the line space if we want. So that is for paragraphs. For example, I can copy this one. See, the default is this one, no? This is the default wherein there is no, that's a single space, no? But we can use the spacing. See, the spacing is displayed 1.5 space and then the double space. So that's the double space. Okay? We can also make use of bullets and numbering. Like for example, I can choose everything and I can use the bullets, and I can use a lowercase, an uppercase. This is the lowercase or the uppercase. That one is the uppercase. I can also use the bulleted type. That's a bulleted type, right? And I can also insert a symbol, no? So symbols that are not in your keyboard can be literally placed also. For example, degrees. There is a function. You can use the %% d is a degree symbol. The plus minus is %% p, and the diameter is %% c. Okay, those are very important symbols. Or you can click other and a dialog box here, a character map dialog box will appear. No? From here you can choose your basic Microsoft symbols. No? This is from the Microsoft Office symbols. So the API for Microsoft symbols are applied in AutoCAD as well. Okay, so you can choose your symbols here. Okay. So there are many ways, no, on how you can you can use your your annotations. Okay. Now, so this is my so I can move it. No? I can move it. No? Doon sa drawing ninyo, yung iba like for example, nag-drawing sila ng box and then nag-drawing sila ng names nila. Lagay nyo naman sa gitna yung letter para hindi naman masyadong dikit sa line. Para maganda tingnan. Okay? Okay, let's proceed with the other commands aside from the annotations. Later I'm going to discuss the dimensioning. Okay? I'm going to discuss first the topic about offset and mirror. No? So what is offset? What is mirror? So offset is a command wherein you can create a replica of the original drawing object, which keeps the geometrical consistencies. Like for example, in this triangle, I can create an offset by clicking offset here. So where is the offset? This one. This is the that's the explode. The one below is the offset. No? So I can create an offset, but I need to specify the distance of the offset. For example, I will make a distance of 1, okay, or 2. Let's say 2, okay, 2 units, and then press enter. I can now select the object, okay, and then I can now choose which part of the object I want to create the offset. No, like in this case, I can create the outside offset or the inner offset. Okay, so you need to specify the side of your offset. Okay, so I want to choose the, for example, the outside. So that one, no? That is an offset of the rectangle. Okay, so let's do it again. I will draw the offset again, but this time I want to change the offset distance. I want to make, for example, 0.3. So that is my offset distance, no? And then I press enter, and then I will click the offset, and now I can make multiple, no? I can make multiple offset, no? I will just click multiple offset, and then I can do the offsetting, no? So when you try to do the multiple setting, there's no need to use the offset again and again. So just once, no? For example, I will choose the outside, and then outside again, outside again, outside again, outside, 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 outside. Ayan, kayo mismo yung magsasawa, no? Kapag kayo use the multiple offsets. Okay, so yeah. So this is an example of the multiple offset command. Okay, so it's like a optical illusion. Okay, so that's the offset command. We can also use for the arcs. For example, I have an arc here. Well, let's say I have an arc here, and that one, this is my arc. So I can also offset arcs, but you will notice that the size becomes different, but the geometrical properties of the arc will remain. Okay, so let's say I have say 0.25 offset, okay, and then I will choose the offset object. So I can choose the inner offset. I will choose the the multiple, no? So click offset again, and then the distance is 0.25, and then I will choose the object, and then I will choose multiple, so that I can do multiple, no? So this is the multiple command for offsetting an arc. Okay, so you'll notice that, so it depends on the shape that you did. So that's how we can use the offset. So another command is, alam ko nagamit nyo na yung command na yun last time sa activity ninyo, is the mirror command, no? So the mirror command, let's say we have a rectangle here. Let's try to explode this rectangle. Then I will create, and then I will create a line here and this one. Okay, so that is a polygon, and I will try to join it again so that it will be a polyline, no? So much better to and then I have a line here. I will draw a straight line which will serve as my my boundary, no, for the mirror that I will create, no? So the mirror is also similar to offset, but the mirror, it creates a copy of the original drawing, no? You can keep the original, or you can also remove the original, no? So this is the mirror. Okay, so first is to create the mirror by clicking the mirror, and this is the mirror. Okay, click the mirror, then select the object to be copied or to be mirrored. Okay, and then you need to click enter. Okay, after that, when you click the enter, you need to specify the first point of the mirror line. For example, you can choose that this line, and this is your second line. Okay, or you can choose this one, no? Any point. See, from any point, it depends on where you, for example, this one, you choose this point, but we are doing the mirroring with a line in between, no? And now there's an option whether you can erase the source object or no. So this time I will choose no. So the original object is still here, and this is the mirror object. I can also create a line here, and then create a line here, so that I can create a mirror. For example, I will try to erase this. Okay, and then I will create a mirror of this one, and then press enter. Okay, I will specify my first point as this one, and this one is my second point. So I am creating now a mirror that is similar to this one, but you will notice that the mirror is the mirror of the object is typically it's in the opposite direction, no? Not copying. Iba kasi yung copying eh. When you copy, this is the copy. Click the object to be copied, and then specify your let me copy again. Copy, click the object, press enter. You can specify your base point, and you can create a copy of the object, no, similar to that. Okay, so you can use a guideline, a line that guides your drawing on where you want to copy the object. So naka-ortho kasi ko eh, kaya it's either horizontal or diagonal lang yung pag-copy ko ng object, no? Yung yan. Okay? Like for example, you want to put it in a distance like that. But if you press the ortho mode off, yan, may any direction na yan, in any direction, yung pag-copy natin. So yun yung pagkakaiba ng copy and ng mirror. When you do the mirror, you are creating a mirror of the object, no? And the mirror of the object is the opposite, but similar, no? For example, when you face your mirror and you raise your right hand, in the mirror it looks that like the left hand is raising its hand, and when you raise your left hand, it looks like the right hand is raising in the mirror. Okay, so typically ganyan yung ating illustration ng mirror. So I hope there is no question with that, no, sa ating demonstration. Are there questions yet? Okay, I hope none, no. Well, let me continue with our discussions. No, aside from mirror, let's say I have a circle here, no? Okay, I have plenty of circle. Okay, and then I have plenty of, I can draw a line. Maybe I can draw a line that passes through the center. Okay, passing through the center of the circle. Okay, so I will also draw another line. So where is the center? This one is the center. Okay. So I have this drawing here. No, the next topic is about trimming, no? Trimming and extending, okay? So trimming is about removing unwanted lines, no? Or extra edges. So the first thing to do is to click the trim. Okay? So this is the trim. So when you want to trim, you can select all, no? For example, if you select all, okay, so all those objects will be trimmed, no? But in this case kasi, this is you cannot trim anything here because the objects to be erased, like for example in this case, no, is not has its boundaries, no? So meaning when you create the trim, now you need to select the boundaries of your trims. Now for example, I will choose this as my boundary, okay, and then now I can if this is my boundary, I have to press enter, okay. Now I can now trim anywhere outside the circle because this is my boundary, right? So I can now trim this part. Also I can now trim the other parts. For example, this one, I can trim this part, no, or this part. Why I cannot trim this part? Because the line is inside the boundary. So hindi naman siya nag-i-intersect doon sa boundary natin. Kaya we cannot delete this part, no? Like in this case, I can trim this line here or this line here, okay? But once I click, I trim this line, I cannot trim this line now, no, because it's inside the boundary. Also this one, I cannot trim this because this line does not intersect with the cutting edge or the boundary. Okay, that's the reason behind that. So that's how we do the trimming, no? But there are many ways on how you can use trim, no? For example, you can trim the object using a fence. This one, the fence, no? For example, we have plenty of lines. Like for example, let me show you another drawing so that we can let's say we have a circle, and then we have a say we have a polygon, no? Say we have a polygon with 6 sides, okay, and this is the center of the polygon, our circle. We need to inscribe it in a circle, okay, so yan. So supposedly yan yung drawing natin, for example, no? And then we want to offset like 4.25, okay, enter, and then we click this as our object, no, outside. Let's do the multiple offset command, okay, wait, okay, and then click the object, click the multiple, and let's say we have this drawing now, okay, and we need to trim those lines that are gagawin nating cutting edge yung circle. So we need to select the circle as our cutting edge or boundary. So how do we do that? So of course, we cannot just choose the circle, right? We need to zoom in to be able to choose the circle. Okay? But make sure you are selecting the circle as your cutting edge, no? Let's say trim, and then we select now our cutting edge. and then press enter. So from the cutting edge, we can choose to we can choose now. You can see the circle now is our cutting edge. It becomes light blue in color, and then from there we can now choose to trim these objects, no? So we can now use fence also for trimming. So like the fence, you can, when you choose fence, that means you can pick these objects, okay, like that, or you can draw something like this. You can use this one also for trimming, like that. So there are many ways on how we can do the trims, no? So this one we cannot trim anymore, so we can trim like that, or we can trim like this. So it depends on you, no? Some lines cannot be trimmed because they are not intersecting the boundary lines. Alright? So those are example on how we can trim. Make sure that when you trim, so if you cannot trim anymore, just use the escape option and then click the object and click delete. That's the best way to do it. Okay? So that's the way to remove some objects that are unwanted in your drawing. Okay, aside from trimming, we can also use the extend, no? How do we use the extend? So to extend, for example, we have to use the extend function. So we need, for example, to extend, let's say this is our cutting edge or our boundary line. Now we can now extend the line. See, every time I click a line here, the lines will be extended up to the extent of the boundary. Like for example, this line will be extended, this line will be extended, this line is extended also, this one. So you don't need to draw lines, you just use the extension, no? Just make sure to use a boundary for the extension line. Okay? So that's an example of extension. You can also make use of extension, like for example, you have a line here, no? A line here, and then you want to extend a line, no? For example, you have a line here, okay, and you want to extend this line up to here, no? So you can use extend, choose this as your boundary, okay, and you can extend this part, no? You can click this one to extend the line. Make sure you have a boundary line for your extension. Okay? For example, the line is somewhere here. Okay? And you need to extend this line up to here. So again, click extend, press enter. Okay? And then click the object or the line to be extended. That's an example of trim and extend functions. So basically, the extend is the opposite of trim, and you can use a boundary or a cutting edge for the trim command to extend and to trim your objects. Okay? So second to the last topic is the dimension, no? Like for example, you have a circle here and you have a rectangle. This is the basic example for dimensioning, no? So in dimensioning also, you can change the dimension style. So for example, this one is a linear dimension, no? So you can choose the linear dimension. So many functions yan, eh. There are also in the linear functions, yan, linear means even if the line is slant, the value, the vertical or horizontal or rotated dimension line will be used. Okay, so this creates a linear dimension. Okay, so in this particular case, as you can see, in the 1.1 and second point of the line, no, like in this case, we have a line here. This line is not horizontally aligned, right? But if you click the aligned the linear dimension from here to here, the measure is typically like this, no? See, but it's very small, diba? So we can change the style later. Okay, I'm just telling you what is linear dimension is all about. The other one is the aligned. Aligned means it's aligned with it's the measure of the line which aligns to the line itself, no? Like for example, in this case, the measurement of the line is in alignment of the dimension of the line. Okay, so that is the dimensioning. Okay, now for the angular, like for example, in this case, we have an angle here. We have an angle here. We can measure the angle here. So you can use the angular. So we can choose this line and this one, no, for the angular displacement or measurement. So that's an example of angular. Okay, and then we have the radius. The radius is for the circle, right? But we are measuring the radius, no, the half of the circle. So it's very small, but you can see R, that means the radius. Okay, and then we can use the diameter of the circle. So from here you will see the difference of the two. This is the symbol of diameter. Okay, 34.86, which is double the size of 17.43 of the radius. Another is the these are the ordinate and jog. No, we seldom use this one, so I will not show you how. Okay, so there is also, this is for the leader. So the leader is used for, yes,
may tanong po sa dimension.
yes.
Kailangan po ba i-modify kapag maliit na yung mga numbers, text, tsaka yung mga arrows? May specific modification po ba tayo dyan?
Meron
Para
dapat.
kapag nag-pass,
Dapat kasi pagka nag-ano kayo ng dimension, pag pinrint nyo, 'di ba, pag nag-print ka ng nag-plot ka ng drawing mo, pag sobrang liit nung hindi makikita, hindi justifiable doon sa yung presentation mo. Hindi maganda ang presentation mo. So dapat when you use dimensions and annotations, dapat yung visible siya and readable by the human eye. No? Maganda yung presentation. Okay?
okay po, thank you po.
Okay, so yan. So mamaya tuturuan ko kayo kung paano yan baguhin. Yung mga na yan, yung mga kung paano i-edit yung mga dimension natin. So how do we do that? So again, we can use the dimension here. This is the dimension style. Pag kinlik nyo yan, pwede nyong i-manage yung dimension style nyo. So click natin yung dimension style. And also we can create our new dimension, no? So here the standard is this one. This is the standard. Yung standard hindi masyadong makita based dun sa drawing natin, di ba? So we can click our new standard, or we can click a copy of standard or my standard. We can rename that, no, as my standard, and then I will click continue. Okay, so from here you will see another dialog box. This is the new dimension style. No, the name of the dimension style is my standards. You can see from here, no, and then you can change everything here actually, no? Like for example, you can change your this is the the preview. You can change the color of the block. Like for example, that one, that is the color of the dimension line. Okay, So, yung nga palang mga nagbago ng style sa kanilang mga drawing, make sure na kapag nag-plot kayo sa puti, 'di ba puti yung bond paper natin? Make sure na makikita kasi yung iba ang pinaplot nila yellow lines or yellow-green lines, hindi na halos makita. Pwede pa yung red eh. Red at saka blue. Pwede yan, no? Kasi yan, kitang-kita yan dun sa puting bond paper pag nag-drawing tayo. Pero pag pinili nyo yung yellow, ganyan, sa black na background, okay yan. Pero pag pinili nyo yung color na yan sa pag-print natin sa submission natin ng plates natin, pangit na siya tingnan kasi yellow nga eh, 'di ba? So hindi siya masyadong makita kasi halos magkakulay ang yellow at saka puti. At saka hindi masyadong nakikita ang yellow sa puti. Okay? Now, you can also adjust your line type. No? For example, this one is by block or by layer. So, preferably wag na natin baguhin yan, but we can change the line weight, no? For example, the default, this is the default setting, no? That means kung ano yung nakikita mo dyan, yan yung default line ng ating dimension. Pero pwede mong palakihin niya, like for example, gawin mong 0.5. Pag 0.5, sobrang kapal na ng dimension mo. Okay? So, kung ako sa'yo, hindi ko na babaguhin. Gawin ko na lang default yan, no? Pero pwede kong baguhin yung baseline spacing. Ano ba yung baseline spacing? O, pwede nating baguhin yan, gawin nating 0.5. You will notice the difference, no? So, yan yung difference. Ano yung naging difference? Halos hindi naman nakikita eh, no? Yung difference eh, no? When you click 1, hindi rin halos nakikita yung baseline difference. So, let's just put it as the default, which is 0.385 ba yun? Okay, that's the default one. Okay? So here, the suppress, hindi ko masyadong kabisado to, so hindi ko siya pinapakailaman. Okay? Pero yung extension line, let's say pwede natin siyang baguhin, gawin natin siyang red. So yan yung extension line, yan yung line na nakikreate kapag ka gumagawa tayo ng ng dimension, no? Yan yung nakikreate natin na line. So you can also change the extension line, no? For example, ayan, we can also change the line weight of that, and we can also extend beyond dimension lines. Ibig sabihin ng beyond dimension lines, eto yan, from this arrow up to the extension, pwede natin paliitin, no? Sample, gawin natin yung 0. Nakita nyo na wala na yung extension dito sa dulo. Okay? O, nawala na siya. Kasi pagka yan, yun yung ano. Ito namang offset from the origin, yung point na tinuro mo yung corner na to, hanggang doon, makikita nyo may space yan. 0.0625. No? Kung gusto nyo mawala yung space na yan, dikit na dikit yung measurement nyo, gawin yung 0 yan. No? Ayan. Dikit na siya. Ayun, no? Hindi lang natin masyadong focus, pero dikit na yan. Pero kung gusto nyo naman na medyo malayo, gawin yung 0.5. Ayan. 0.5 yung sobrang laki pala. Sobrang laki pala niyan. Gawin nating 0.5. Yan. O, sobrang layo din naman, 'di ba? Pag 0.5 siya. Yung offset natin from the origin. So ano yung default natin kanina? 0.625 yata. Yun yung default natin, no? That is the default. Yan yung default natin. So, from the lines, yan yung pwede natin baguhin, no? Ang pwede natin baguhin dyan na yung mga kulay nga natin, no? Yung mga kulay. So, pwede natin gawin na ano yan, no? Ngayon, dito sa symbols and arrows, yan pwede rin natin baguhin, no? So, pwede natin baguhin yung style, no? So, pwede nating architectural, ganyan ang itsura ng architectural tick. Na makikita kayo dito sa arrowheads, merong first at saka second. Pag binago nyo yung first, automatic mababago na rin yung second. Pero sometimes you can change the second without changing the first. Like this one, no? Magkaiba na siya. Pero pag binago mo to, binalik mo sa close field, yan. Ganyan ang mangyayari. Or close blank, yan ang itsura niyan. Or dot lang siya. Pwede rin, no? Pero hindi yan appropriate, no? Pagka gumagawa na kayo ng floor plans, ang pipiliin nating style ay yung architectural. No? Yun yung pipiliin natin. So, asa na nga ba yun? Architectural tick. Yan yung gagamitin natin. Pero pagka common drawings lang, mag-close field lang tayo. Yan, basic lang. No? Tapos pwede nyo rin baguhin yung arrow size. So nakita nyo yung sobrang liit ng arrow katulad nito nakikita natin dito ba sobrang liit siya, di ba? So pwede nyo lakihan yan. So pwede nyo baguhin yung default niyan 0.18. So pwede nyo halimbawa gawing 1 yung arrow size niya. Press nyo lang enter. Makikita nyo sobrang laki naman. Dito naman yan sa ano. So sobrang laki pala nun. Balik natin sa 0.18. Maganda na yung 0.18 eh. Yan. Center marks. Ano yung mga center marks? So, pwede natin click yung none. Walang center marks. Pag kinlik natin yung mark, ayan, nakita nyo yung circle, meron siyang center mark ngayon. Pag kinlik nyo yung mark, mawala siya. Sa line, ganun din, no? Yung lahat ng center, magkakaroon ng parang line. No? Yun yung mangyayari dyan, okay? So, mark. So, pwede nyo ring i-identify yung laki nung size ng center mark mo. Okay? Break size. So, basically, hindi ko masyadong inaano to. Tapos, ito, yung arc length symbol, pwede nyong baguhin nga pala yung, yung kung saan nyo lalagay yung, yung text. For example, here, above dimension, yung iba none. Wala kasing arc length symbol dito. So hindi natin siya pwedeng baguhin. The text height, ayan, pwede natin baguhin yung text height ng natin ng let's say gawin mo siyang 2. Yan. So pwede mo siyang gawin 2 para lumaki yung text. Okay, let's 3. Okay, hindi siya masyado nakikita. Ano bang size nito kanina? Alam ko 1 lang siya, di ba? So this is the height factor. Pero dito yan sa text, no? Sa text, pwede mo siyang, di ba naka-horizontal to? Pwede mo siyang i-align with the dimension. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung sinusukat, yun yung alignment ng text mo. Katulad nito, pa-slant siya, pa-slant din yung text mo. Ito naman straight din yung horizontal din yung yung dimension mo. Ito naman, vertical din yung dimension. Pag angular, naka-angle din yung mo. Pero ito yung ISO standard. ISO standard. Or you can choose align with the dimension. Or horizontal. Pag horizontal, parang mas maganda yung horizontal, no? Kasi lahat ng sukat, isang tingin mo lang, no? Hindi siya nagbabago ng itsura. Kahit ano pa yung sukatin, naka-horizontal lang siya. We can also choose the text height. Ito pala yung text height, no? So, pwede nating piliin yung 1. So, nagbago na yung text height. Ayan. So, lumaki na yung text natin. No? Dito pala natin siya pwedeng baguhin. Also, the text color, you can change the text color. Pwede natin gawing red. Ayan, red. Or blue. Ayan, para kitang-kita. Pag nagprint tayo niyan sa kitang-kita yan, no? Kasi itong magenta, maganda yan sa itim. Itong green, maganda sa itim. Ang cyan, lalong maganda yan sa itim, di ba? Magandang combination yan, pati yellow. Pero hindi siya maganda pag pinrint mo na. Kaya pumili ka ng kulay na kitang-kita at mababasa kapag ka nagprint ka sa puti. Okay, sa fit naman, wala naman masyadong binabago dito, so wag na natin tong anihin. So yung primary units, no, dito pwede natin baguhin yung primary units natin. Ito yung natatandaan niyo yung units na command natin. Ito yun, parehas lang niyon dito. Yan, pwedeng architectural, tapos yung precision mo up to 2 decimal places. Yan. O Okay? So, yan, yung mga pwede natin gawin. Or we can round off up to, for example, ito pala, mali pala to. Let's say 0 lang yan. And then, the precision, halimbawa, 3. Yan, 3. Nakita nyo, 3 decimal places. Kung mo 4, Pero ang default natin, 2 lang. Para pare-parehas tayong lahat. Okay? Alternate units. Kaya pag nakikita nyo na yung drawing nyo, no? Say, I will set this as my current, current dimension, and I click close. So, pwede ko na ngayong gamitan ito. So, makikita nyo na using my dimension style, pwede kong gamitin to. Yan. As my dimension style. Okay? So, nakita nyo, nagbago na yung dimension style ko. Ay, sa ano pala to, sa annotation to nagbago. Pero yung ito, i-click natin. Yan yung magiging standard natin. So, click natin yung dimension. Wait lang, click natin yung dimension. And then, we can choose my standard. Yan. So, nakita nyo, lumaki na yung text ko. No? So, lahat yan, pwede mo nang i-select lahat yan. Okay. Okay. Select natin yan. Tapos, pwede na nating piliin yung standard natin na my standard. So, kitang-kita na siya ngayon doon sa drawing natin. So, i-ano nyo pa rin, ha? Pwede nyo pang baguhin yung size niyan. Tingnan nyo pa rin, pag pinrint nyo siya sa bond paper, ganyan ba ang ang kulay ng ganyan ba ang kulay na dapat? Maganda pa tingnan. So, dapat, isipin nyo pa rin. Pag-isipan nyo pa rin kung maganda siya tingnan. Kung presentable siya. Nababasa ba siya? O baka hindi na, baka mahirapan naman yung magbabasa kapag ito yung kulay na ginamit ko. Pag ito ba yung size ng text o ng dimension, tama na kaya to? Baka hindi masyadong mabasa ng kliyente ko. Parang ganun ba? So, we need to adjust. No? Hindi lang dun sa preference natin, but we try to consider other people, no, especially those people na will check your for example, for your teacher na magche-check ng ito kaya okay na kaya kay sir to, yan, mababasa niya kaya ng maayos to. Hindi naman ako masyadong maselan, ang gusto ko lang maayos lang yung drawing at saka yung presentation, di ba? Yan, that is what we call the dimensioning. Finally, ang last topic natin for today is the layer properties. No? How do we do the layer properties? So, when we set layer properties, maganda rin matutunan nyo tong layer properties. We can do that by clicking it and then lalabas sa inyo tong dialog box. Ito. Then from here, we have a default layer, no? But we can add another layer, no? So halimbawa, ito, pwede natin i-click Alt plus N, or we can click this one as our new layer. So we can call this, for example, dimension layer. Yan. That is our dimension layer. This one is for drawing layer, no? For example, you can change the name. Actually, you cannot change pala. This one is the default layer, no? But you can choose another one, for example, and then this is my drawing layer. Yan. Kunyari, meron tayong dalawang layer. One is for my dimension, one is for my drawing. The use of layer is very important because it allows us to show the object, to make it invisible. It also allows us to inherit the properties of our objects, no? For example, sa dimension, yan, click natin. Okay, so pwede nating i-click yung drawing natin, no? Like for example, close ko na to. Okay, pag kinlik ko tong dimension, tong mga dimension na to, Di ba yan yung mga dimension ko? I can add it to any layer here, no? Kunyari, ito yung layer ko, di ba? Dimension. Nakita niyo yung ginawa nating, ano, this is the drawing, dimension, this is the drawing. Okay? This is the drawing. And this is the dimension. Click natin yung dimension. Okay? So, lahat yan, na-select uli yan, yung mga dimension. From here, we can now change the color of our dimension, no? Like for example, gusto mo na kulay light green ang dimension mo. Ayan. So, nagbago na ngayon yan. Actually, hindi mo siya makikita rito. Pero, saan nga ba yun makikita? Ayan. Dito ba yun? Ay, hindi siya dito makikita. Okay, anyway, hindi siya makikita dito kahit baguhin mo yung color. But the next time, halimbawa, nasa dimension ka, di ba? So, pwede mong baguhin yung kulay nga pala dito. Ay, yung kulay dito. Yan. Halimbawa, kulay green yung layer na yan. So, the next time na magsukat tayo, like, halimbawa, ito, dimension, click natin to, and this one. Yan. Same pa rin nga pala, no? Pero, makikita mo na may color, ano, manonotify ka na ito yung color ano mo, option mo for that particular ano drawing. Let's say, sige, wag tayong pumili ng ano ng color for this particular ano. Halimbawa, puti pa rin 'yan. So it will remain to be white, 'di ba? So asa na nga ba yung puti? Ito. Click natin okay. So yan pa rin yung sa dimension natin. Okay? Now, if we click the object, the drawing, ito yung drawing natin, di ba? So, we can click the objects as our drawing. Yan. So, we can choose this one, we can choose this one, and we can use it as our drawing, no? From here, we can also there is also an option to change the color. For example, gusto nating color yellow. Yan. So, ayan, nakita nyo, nagbago na yung kulay. Sa object pala, pwede natin baguhin yon. Pero tong kulay ng ano, kasi meron tayong style na ginamit sa annotation eh. 'Di ba? Halimbawa, yung standard lang ang gamitin natin sa annotation ng ating mga dimension, no? Standard. Ay, may binago na kasi tayo kaya hindi na mababago. Ayan, yung dati pa rin, di ba? Nakita nyo? O, bumalik siya sa dati. Okay? Pero kung ibabalik nyo siya sa dati, sa may standard, ayan. But you need to select, again, no? You need to select everything, no, para ma-apply natin yung style natin sa ating mga drawing. Okay? Ang kagandahan ng layering, so, 'di ba, inopen ko tong layer properties. Halimbawa, ayaw mo makita yung dimension kasi marami kang dinodrawing. Ayaw mo munang makita yung mga dimension. So, pwede mo siyang gawing visible at saka invisible. Okay? Ayan, para humaba. Ayan, para makita natin. Okay? Halimbawa, ito. Ano to? This is to lock. Ibig sabihin ng lock, hindi siya magagalaw kahit anong gawin. No? Ito naman, yan. Yung frozen. No? Ito naman, visible at saka invisible. Pwede mong i-turn off yung ayan, nawala lahat ng drawing, di ba? Bakit? Kasi yung drawing natin yun ng ating ito pala yung drawing natin ang pinili natin. So wag natin piliin 'yan. Ang piliin natin pala ay yung dimension, no? Yung dimension ang gagawin kong invisible. Ayan. Nawala na ngayon yung mga dimension natin, no? Pero ibig bang sabihin, sir, nabura na yung mga dimension ko? Hindi, andyan pa rin 'yon. Kaya lang gumagamit nga tayo ng layers, 'di ba? Kung kayo ay familiar sa layers, kung familiar kayo sa paggamit ng Photoshop, the same lang yan, yung layering ng Photoshop. So, pwede kang halimbawa, pag gumagawa na kayo ng floor plan, no, gagawa ka ng window, ang kulay ng window mo ay blue. O pwede ka mag-create ng layer na kulay blue, tapos layer mo ay tawagin mo yan na window layer. Tapos yung walls, iba rin ang kulay. Halimbawa, let's say red ang walls mo. So pwede mong i-turn on at i-turn off yung mga layers mo, no? Yan. So pwede mo silang i-turn on tsaka i-turn off. See? Ito yung 0, yung kanina nawala yung mga drawing dun sa kabila, oh. May drawing ako, di ba kanina may drawing ako dito? Ayan. Ayan, oh, ayan yung drawing natin kanina, oh. Ayan. Pag turn off ko yan, yan yung drawing natin kanina. Pero actually nandyan pa rin yan, no? Present pa rin siya. So that is the use of the layering. I hope mai-apply natin siya sa mga susunod nating drawing, no? Sa isasubmit nyo sa aking mga plates, hindi ko alam kung ginamitan nyo yan ng layer o hindi. Pero I advise na i-practice nyo na yung paggamit ng layer, no? Make sure pag nag-plot kayo, dapat nakaset yung visibility ng layers nyo kapag nag-plot kayo. Okay? So remember that. So aside from that, I think okay na tayo. Wala tayong standard na fonts and size, sir. Okay, wala. Magdedepende tayo sa ano, wag masyadong malaki, wag masyadong maliit, no? I-eksakto nyo lang sa objects na dinodrawing nyo, no? I-eksakto nyo lang, no? Yung object nyo, halimbawa, sobrang liit ng object nyo, tapos sobrang laki naman ng font mo, wala naman sa proportion yon, di ba? Meron pa ba kayong question? Sana marami kayong natutunan today, no? So I will be pausing the recording. Also, I will stop the recording for